Hey, Mia, it is really good to see you again. You look full of energy today. Did something exciting happen?
Hi, Adam. It is great to see you too. And yes, something exciting happened. I just came back from a trip, and I cannot wait to talk about it.
A trip? That already sounds interesting. I can hear it in your voice. You sound like you had a really good time. Where did you go?
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. We love helping everyone who is listening today. Thank you for joining us, and if you enjoy learning English through these conversations, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. We love helping you learn through simple and natural conversations, and we are happy you are spending this time with us today.
So now, back to the trip. I went on a short vacation last week, and it was exactly what I needed.
Now I am curious. What made you decide to take this trip in the first place?
Well, I had been feeling a bit tired from my routine, and I wanted a change of scenery. So I picked a place that I thought would be relaxing and refreshing.
That makes sense. Sometimes the best way to learn about yourself and the world is simply to go somewhere new. I am really excited to hear about your experience. Where did you go, and what made it special for you?
I will tell you everything, step by step. There is a lot to share, and I think learners will enjoy hearing about what traveling feels like in real conversations.
Perfect. Then let us start from the beginning. Tell me about your first impressions when you arrived.
When I was deciding on a destination, I wanted somewhere that had both nature and history. I ended up choosing a city with beautiful parks and old architecture.
That sounds amazing. Did you have any expectations before you left?
Yes, I expected it to be very busy and crowded because it is a popular tourist spot. I also hoped the weather would be nice, not too hot or rainy.
And was it like you imagined?
Not exactly. The moment I arrived, I felt a very calm and welcoming atmosphere. The streets were lively but not overwhelming, and the air felt fresh.
That is interesting. I remember when I visited a similar place. At first, I thought it would be too crowded, but I found quiet spots where I could just sit and watch the city go by.
Exactly. That balance between lively and peaceful made a big difference. It made me feel relaxed right from the start.
Did the weather match what you were hoping for?
Mostly, it was sunny in the mornings and cooler in the evenings, perfect for walking around and exploring without feeling too tired.
That is ideal for traveling. Sometimes the weather can really change your first impression of a place.
Absolutely. It also made me more excited to try all the activities I had planned. I felt ready to explore everything.
I cannot wait to hear what you did first. Let us move to the journey itself. How did you get there?
I took a flight to get there. It was about 4 hours long, which is not too bad.
4 hours can feel long sometimes. How was the flight?
It was mostly smooth, but there was a small moment of turbulence that made me laugh a little. The person next to me looked nervous, and I tried to make them feel better.
I know that feeling. Sometimes a little turbulence can actually be a funny memory later. Did you have any other surprises on the journey?
Yes, the in-flight meal was quite unexpected. It was different from what I usually eat, but I enjoyed trying it.
That is one of my favorite parts of traveling, trying new food, even on the plane. How about after the flight? Did you use a taxi or public transport?
I took a local train from the airport. It was surprisingly easy and efficient. I even saw some beautiful scenery along the way.
That is nice. I personally like trains when I travel. You can relax and enjoy the view without worrying about driving.
I agree. It makes the journey part of the adventure. But sometimes trains or buses can be crowded, which can be stressful.
True. I remember a time I had to stand for 2 hours on a bus because it was full. Not very comfortable, but now it is a funny memory.
Traveling always has those small challenges, but in the end, they become stories we enjoy sharing.
Definitely. Did the journey affect how you felt when you arrived at your accommodation?
Yes, I was excited and curious to see the place where I would stay. It made the experience feel real. I stayed at a small boutique hotel right in the city center. The room was cozy with a big window that looked over the streets.
That sounds wonderful. I love when a room has a view. It makes the whole stay feel more connected to the place.
Yes, exactly. One thing I really liked was the little balcony. I could sit there in the morning with a cup of coffee and watch the city wake up.
That is perfect. I remember once I stayed in a hostel with a rooftop terrace. I spent hours just enjoying the view and talking to other travelers.
That sounds nice too. In my room, they also had a small library with books about the city. I spent some time reading and planning my next day.
Small details like that can make a stay very special. Did you find anything uncomfortable about the hotel?
Not really, but the bathroom was a little smaller than I expected. Still, it was clean and well maintained, so it did not bother me much.
That is good. I think travelers often remember the small comforts more than luxury. A clean and welcoming room is always important.
I agree. Even little things like good lighting or a soft bed make a big difference after a long day of exploring.
So it sounds like your accommodation set a positive tone for the rest of the trip.
Definitely. It made me feel relaxed and ready to enjoy the city. The first night there felt very peaceful. One of the best parts of the trip was definitely the food. I tried some dishes I had never heard of before.
That is always exciting. What was the most memorable meal you had?
There was a small family-run restaurant where I had a traditional dish made with local spices. The flavors were so unique and rich, unlike anything I had tasted before.
That sounds delicious. Did you have any funny moments while trying the food?
Yes, actually. I accidentally ordered something very spicy without realizing it. My face turned red and I had to drink water quickly. The locals laughed kindly and it became a fun memory.
I can imagine that. I remember once trying a dessert that was too sweet for me, and I made a similar face. People around me smiled, and it became part of the experience.
Exactly. Food is not just about taste. It is also about culture and the memories you create.
Did you try any drinks or snacks unique to the region?
Yes, I tried a local herbal tea and a pastry that is only made in that city. Both were small but unforgettable experiences.
I love that. Trying local food really helps you understand the culture in a deeper way.
Absolutely. Every meal became a little adventure, and it made me more curious about the city and its traditions.
Food is such a simple way to connect with a new place. I am already imagining tasting all these flavors through your stories.
After enjoying the food, I started exploring the main attractions. The city has beautiful parks, historic buildings, and small museums that are very interesting.
That sounds like a perfect mix. Was there a particular place that stood out for you?
Yes, there was a large botanical garden. Walking through it felt peaceful, almost like stepping into another world. The flowers and trees were amazing, and the air smelled fresh.
I love gardens like that. Did you do any special activities while you were there?
I joined a guided walking tour. It was not only informative, but also very interactive. I learned about local history and even a few legends about the city.
That is a great way to learn while exploring. For me, I usually prefer outdoor activities like hiking or biking because it combines exercise with sightseeing.
I understand. I like a mix. Sometimes I enjoy relaxing in parks or cafes, but other times I like activities that make me feel more adventurous.
Did you have any moments that felt particularly exciting or surprising during your visit?
Yes, in one museum, there was a small exhibition that I did not expect. It had interactive displays, and I spent much longer there than I planned because it was so engaging.
Those are the moments you remember the most. Sometimes it is not the famous spots, but small, unexpected experiences that stay in your memory.
Exactly. Traveling is full of these surprises, and they often become my favorite stories to share. One of the highlights of the trip was meeting the local people. They were incredibly friendly and helpful.
That always makes a difference. Did you have any interesting conversations with them?
Definitely. They told some incredible stories, and they often became my favorite stories to share. Yes, I spoke with a shop owner who explained how some of the traditional crafts are made. I even learned a few words in the local language.
That is wonderful. Learning simple phrases can really help you connect with people and make the experience richer.
Absolutely. There was also a moment when I got a little lost, and a local person not only helped me find my way, but also suggested a few hidden spots to visit.
Those are the memories you carry forever. Did you notice any cultural differences that surprised you?
A few small things. For example, greetings are different, and people have their own ways of showing hospitality. I found it very respectful and warm.
I have had similar experiences. Even small gestures, like how people serve food or greet each other, teach you a lot about their culture.
Exactly. It made me appreciate the trip even more. The locals made me feel welcome and helped me see the city through their perspective.
Meeting locals often turns a simple trip into a meaningful experience. You not only see the sights, but also feel the culture in a personal way.
Yes, it is one of the reasons why this trip was so memorable. It reminded me how important human connection is when traveling. Of course, not everything went perfectly. There was one day when I lost my map and almost missed the bus to a famous site.
Oh no! How did you handle that?
I stayed calm, asked a local for directions, and managed to catch the next bus. It took a little longer than planned, but I learned to stay flexible.
That is a great lesson. I remember a similar situation once. I got off at the wrong train station and had to find my way back. It was stressful at the moment, but now it is a funny story.
Exactly. Traveling always comes with small challenges, and they often become stories we laugh about later.
Did you face any other problems during the trip?
There was one rainy afternoon that spoiled my plans for an outdoor activity. I had to change my schedule and find something indoors.
I have had that happen too. Sometimes you end up discovering something even better than your original plan.
Yes, I visited a small art gallery instead. It was not on my list, but I loved it. It turned out to be a very pleasant surprise.
That is the beauty of travel. Even when things go wrong, there is always a way to turn it into a positive experience.
And it teaches patience and problem solving. I felt proud of myself for handling small setbacks calmly.
Those lessons are as valuable as sightseeing. They make the journey memorable in a different way.
Despite the small challenges, there were moments that became unforgettable highlights of the trip.
Can you share one of those special moments?
Sure. One evening, I walked along a quiet riverbank as the sun was setting. The sky was full of colors, and the water reflected everything. It was peaceful, almost magical.
That sounds beautiful. Moments like that stay in your memory because they touch your emotions.
Exactly. Another moment was discovering a tiny cafe tucked away in a side street. The atmosphere was so cozy, and the owner shared stories about the city with me.
Those unexpected discoveries are often more memorable than the famous attractions.
Yes, and even small things, like hearing a local musician play in the park, made me feel connected to the place in a special way.
I completely understand. When I travel, the quiet or surprising moments often become the ones I remember the most.
That is true. It is the combination of sights, sounds, people, and emotions that creates lasting memories.
And these experiences remind us why we travel in the first place, to feel, learn, and discover new perspectives.
Absolutely. Every trip leaves a mark, and even small moments can have a big impact on how we see the world. Reflecting on the trip, I realize it was not just about visiting a new city. It changed the way I see traveling and learning from experiences.
That is inspiring. Did it give you ideas for your next journey?
Definitely. I am already thinking about the next place I want to explore and the kinds of experiences I want to have.
I feel the same way. Every trip teaches us something, and it makes planning the next one even more exciting.
Traveling also made me appreciate the simple things: friendly people, peaceful moments, and learning about new cultures.
That is what makes every journey special. It is not only the destinations, but also the feelings, lessons, and stories we bring home.
I hope our listeners enjoyed hearing about this trip. Remember, you can learn English by listening to real conversations like this and imagining yourself in similar situations.
Yes, and we look forward to sharing more experiences with you in future episodes. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone. Keep exploring, learning, and enjoying every moment of your travels.
Until next time, stay curious and adventurous. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye. We hope to see you on our next adventure.